Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Babel. I'm bringing the Southeast Asia Regional directly at the offline venue for the Singapore team. Resurgence is here with me, and they're very, very close by. You can hear them scream in the background. And also in the offline venue in the Philippines, there is a good support for the Filipino team, Renovatio 1. They're now finally down to the wire, 1-1. And one more game to decide what's going to happen next. Now, if Renovatio wins this third game, they will be undisputed Southeast Asian representative. But if the Singaporean team, Resurgence, wins it, we're going to the rubber set for another best of three. So that said, the draft just started. We're going to it. This is Sky Temple. And Renovatio against Resurgence. Renovatio on the left, Resurgence on the right. Got the first pick and ban coming through. Already Sky Temple, a pretty big battleground. And I like the fact that it's the first pick Li Ming coming out already. Rhaegar getting banned. Uther also gone. So they don't want to deal with the Uther. I don't think that Zagara is the big of a factor here. But Renovatio can actually get back at Resurgence if they actually go for the Sonia. So waiting for the overlays to load up here. And the score 1-1. Renovatio up against Resurgence. And it's going to be the Zagara once again. Pretty okay by Misery Pro. And one more pick coming up. It's the Sonia. There we go. So it's very unfortunate, but the Sonia in the last game did not have an impact. It's because of the ETC combo. So I don't know how this is going to work out, but for me, if Resurgence wants to pick up the ETC, feel free. They're just not as... I don't think the ETC is good on them. I don't think the ETC is, that noticeable. Renovatio 1 now with Sonia. Sonia, Zagara. Resurgence with two more picks. Some pretty good options here for Resurgence, actually. Like, there is no good support, so maybe you want to go for Tyrande, ETC. I think that's okay. Maybe ban Meridian after that and force Renovatio onto Johanna, or maybe just Diablo or Stitches. And on Sky Temple, very tricky to try and pull off a Stitches. So Grey Mane, that's a great pick as well. Denying the Grey Mane, but Grey Mane Li Ming was what Resurgence ran just now. They had those heroes, but they just didn't have the damage against the Zeratul. Falstad that got banned. At least Falstad is able to relocate a little bit better with the Take Flight, so that is going to be a huge value for Resurgence in this battleground. A lot of options here, really. Going for Falstad means it's probably going to be Meridian. Renovatio may be looking for ETC once more. I have to say, Hahar's ETC is very, very good. But we don't see any Rainer getting picked up here by Resurgence. That would have been a great counter against the ETC. It's quite interesting that they decided to ban out Uther. And Resurgence now, is it a time to whip out the Thrall? You know the answer. They have to make it work. And currently 1-1, and definitely very, very close set of games. They're deciding Zeratul or just the Thrall, and it's going to be the Zeratul here. So clearly Renovatio is not going to have the space to run the same draft again, but I would like to see the ETC once more. Like, I think Renovatio is very confident with this ETC. And even without the ETC, they probably would go for Tessadar and some really, really good combo going out forward. Now, Renovatio 1 ban. The ban here, this is tricky. Do they want the ETC? If they want the ETC, they will not ban the ETC. It's kind of like a bit of a telltale, a bit of a mind games. And against Resurgence current lineup, which say for sure that they don't have to ban any more damage deal. They got all three there. Probably ban another support. They get first dips in support, so that's fine. Maybe a Tassadar. I would ban Tassadar. I don't think Malfrin's ban worthy. Yeah. Really, really not good. Not for me. Not for me. Malfrin's not ban worthy. But it's got to be the Malfrin ban. Like, okay. So that's a lot of AoE bans gone already. And you can tell Renovatio just really wants to pick up a support here. Going forward with the increased support bans, only going to let Renovatio have a lot of advantage. That's the thing Resurgence has to realize right now. If they ban the Tessadar, there is the Tyrande, there's the Kharazim, Morales. Maybe Medivac, I don't know, man, but those will get forced out. They will get forced out. Bright Wing, and it's a Tesla ban. So full-on 4 support bans in game number 3. Both of these teams have successfully gotten into each other's minds so much. Renovatio now with 2 more picks, I would love to see Brightwing. Brightwing to Ronda. That's it. Resurgence is not going to have a chance at all for me. Last pick can be the ETC. That's okay. Even if they get the ETC for Resurgence, they're still Muradin. That's fine. Not a big deal. Greymane going to get picked up. Renovatio now going for a bit of a split damage. Going to pick up the Muradin as well. I think that's fine. But like I said, I like to see 2 supports on the side of Renovatio. Unfortunately, they're not going for it. Going for just a bit of a damage instead. Muradin would have been a great roundup. Brightwing. Just basically really restrict the amount of heroes the Resurgent has to choose. And on this side, yes, it's going to be the Muradin, Sonya combo with Greymane. Very tanky, hard to take down. Leeming, Falstad, Zeratul. Oh, the backline is not going to be easy. Zeratul is probably going to have to overextend to always guarantee the kill on the Zagara. So this is how Zeratul normally works. If you overextend and you pick up one target, you are like God. If you overextend and you die, that's bad. So, very, very simple. But he has to overextend every single time. He has to do that. 2 more Pixie for Resurgence. I am actually going to be expecting an ETC. Yeah, I think it's about time. It's going to be the ETC. The last pick has to be a support. If it's the Tyrande, it's a solo Tyrande support once again up against potential Morales, up against a potential. You know what? Because so many supports have been banned out, this is actually not so bad for Resurgence. Last pick here could be a Karazim, and I would love to see Karazim. 3 frontliners, man. A lot of heals also on Karazim. Don't forget, it's a pretty good healer. Resurgence. The lineup looks okay. They got 2 crowd control, 3 crowd control actually. It's not going to be easy to go in, and it looks like it's the Karazim. All right, I actually like Renovatio's drop a little bit better. Yeah, I like their drop a lot better. Solo ETC, 7-sided strike, takes him out. Bam. And seems like the first pick, Leeming, did not work out there. Falstad, Zeratul, they were just a little bit too greedy with this drop here. And it's going to be the Karazim, ladies and gentlemen. There's one more player outside of Europe that actually plays Karazim, and that would be Stronger on Renovatio. I know I'm trying to compare like a very small fruit to a big fruit, but yeah. Karazim, Muradin, Greymane, Sonya, Zagara. And on this side for Resurgence, it's Tyrande, ETC, Zeratul, Falstad, Leeming. So this is the 3rd and probably the final game. If Renovatio wins here, we're done. But if Resurgence wins here, we're going to a 2nd best of 3. The simple reason for this is because Renovatio won in the upper bracket. Resurgence technically won his grand finals. If they did, Renovatio is going to have to win a 3rd and final time, which is a complete set of best of 3. And this is the original intention because I think Renovatio did not lose a single match before. So losing 1 game, you don't want them to just be out of this competition. All right, waiting for the invite before we get back into this game here. Ladies and gentlemen, very exciting series. So, yeah, it's been a great weekend. Thank you very much for joining me over the course of this weekend. My voice is a lot better all of a sudden. Don't know where that energy came from, but we're now going into game number 3. This is very fun. If you think about it, Muradin lockdown, 7-sided strike, that's going to wipe out the ETC, and then the fight's going to go really in favor for Renovatio. So once again, let us know which team you support using the vote system in-game, or rather in chat, not in-game, in chat, exclamation mark, vote, followed by the team name. Current results is 47 up against 53. 47 for Resurgence, 53 for Renovatio. Very, very close results here from the polls. And this is Heroes Esports, man. Doesn't get any better than this. Very close set of games and very, very exciting series. Renovatio, they've been wanting this since August last year. And finally, after 6 months, this is the chance right here Just win one more game. If not, it's a reset. And that reset is going to be so painful for Renovatio to work with. It was so close. So close. Resurgence now. They have to just play this clean. Kind of feels like the draw for Resurgence have been a little bit lackluster today. Renovatio looks a lot more convincing, looks a lot more stronger in terms of the drafting phase. Even in the execution, you could tell that this is a team that knows what they're doing and obviously just burst down the Singaporean squad a couple of times. You see that instantaneous, but it's very mechanically inclined. Every single skill coming out at the same exact time. That's the kind of play you want to see in the World Championship Finals. All right, waiting for both sides to get ready. And Sky Temple, man. Good times. And I like Sky Temple for one simple reason. It's actually very calculated strategic map. You're gonna have to take down the structures in front and in the back line, and it's very important that you do that for a few key reasons, really. The structures is what counts here, because the objective takes down structure and it will allow direct access to the core. Therefore, you want to keep as much structures alive as possible, exploiting tested up bands and mules generally. And on the other side, you also want to have the enemy structures go down as much as possible. Now, I really like this draw from Renovatio. They're going to have the early game lead, pre-level 4. They got 2 warriors on that side. For Resurgence, they have the rotation, but it's kind of hard to pull off a good rotation on Sky Temple because it's a pretty big battleground. So that's that. So once we're ready, we'll go into game number 3. But at this moment, still waiting for the Filipino team to get ready. And then we'll go in. Renovatio with a very convincing lineup here. I hope it's not Divine Palm. But even if it is Divine Palm, probably we'll be able to turn fights around really, really fast and well. You know, reminds you of Dignitas, doesn't it? Bakery on this hero, man. Bakery, my man. A great time meeting this guy at BlizzCon. It was really fun. And he's also going to be playing later today, I think, for the EU Regionals. All the best to Bakery. Meanwhile here, once we're ready, we'll go. Okay, we're going to start game number 3, loading up into Sky Temple. Renovatio versus Resurgence. If you are thinking of competing in Southeast Asia, remember to name your team starting with an R. All the top teams starts with R. Renovatio. You have got Resurgence, Relics. Yeah. The reason why Malaysians and Thai team did not make it to top 4 is because they don't have an R. Kickstart the name. I'm just joking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, game number 3 could be the final one for the Southeast Asia Championship. Let's give it up for, on the blue team, Renovatio 1, Misery Pro on the Zagara. His co-op will be O'Grayman. VYY on the Sun is stronger. Looks like he's going to be playing as the Karzim and Hahar onto the Mirrodin. And on the red team, it's Resurgence from Singapore. Tanuki on the Turan, the CW on the ATC. Capricorn will be on Falstad. Zappy playing as the Zaratolas Benalis Vendetta. Is going to be playing as a Leeming. A bit of a roll swap once again. And the Sentinel flying out. Capricorn gets a bit of a sentry advantage. Zappy Vendetta. Oh, yucking up. Not going to connect. But already, I really like the fact that Renovatio's main strategy for all the games so far that they've played it is to split up to the different lanes to soak out first. Especially when they got a Zagara. Zagara needs to reach a lane early because those crypt tumors will be very important in keeping her alive. And in the meantime, Zappy CW. And they don't get any value out of this part. They're going to have to rotate up to the top lane. Oh, losing a little bit of EXP already. CW swings by just in the nick of time. Bottom area though, Zappy just swing by the Karazim. Not much of a trouble there. We'll be okay. No fights whatsoever. Viciousness, by the way, being picked up by Greymane. And he got the very standard reconstitution, Warp, Pain, Reverberation, Transcendence. And on this side for the red team, it looks like it's going to be this different build. Actually, not going to be a Ranger's Mark. Just will be the Empower. Power hungry, block, rolling like a Stone Season Muxbin. Now Temple's activating in just under 10 seconds. Zappy still looking for rotation. Remember how early rotations are important. And now Murden looking for the drop toss. Sahar's going to be okay. Arcane Up does connect, but he's still going to be fine. Some heals from Karazim, and he's as good as new. Also, he has got that trait going on for him, the second win. VYY steps on the mid Temple. Sahar again with his second off toss. Stumble does not connect. Meanwhile, top air Stronger is also going to be here. And Resurgence somehow just not really deciding which temple they want to go for. Clearly a bit of a lack of a plan. Stronger on top. Trying to step on this temple here. A bit of a damage against those structures in front. On the top lane already, Hahar against Zeratul. Don't think Zeratul's going to have a good time here. Yep, so they're still trading up some charges of those temples. The gate's probably going to go down. This also means that it will be a healing wall kill from the blue team. Falstad bottom lane up against the Zagara. Mid lane area here. Yeah, they're just going to be able to trade at this temple as well. Zappy goes down to the bottom area. Misery Pearl drops a little bit of HP. Singularity Spike connects. Hammerang as well, but it's not enough for a kill. So much creeps in his area. My God, this guy's been laying eggs. And top lane, you got Tanuki, CW doing a pretty good job pushing the lane out. But the first temple phase just concluded. It's a bit of a 4 damage here up against the mid lane area where it's the healing wall that's gone. Level 6 just got reached here by Renovatio 1. Once again, I'd like to point out that the mid healing wall is very important for rotations, especially in such a big battleground. If they can here for Resurgence, at least it's going to be a bit of a nullified lead. Luna Flare not connecting. VYY dropping a lot of HP, but I don't think it's actually going to be a kill. Stronger swings by for the save. Very nicely done. Stronger, man. MVP right there. 2 times already. Missed kills from Resurgence. Although they have the slightly better early game lineup in terms of rotation, it's not going to be easy for them. And in the meantime, you have the Bruiser Kim getting picked up here by the blue team. Renovatio 1, very nice strategic advantage, already having a half a level lead. For Resurgence, they're still just basically rotating around the lanes a little bit. A big lack of lane control and discipline. Capricorn Barrier rolls to safety, will be okay. And all that thought, a fight going on here. Like to talk about talents, but have to be very careful. CW is also going to be in the top lane. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The talent options is Incendiary, Elixir for the Greymane, along with Thick Skin. And you also will see the Venom Spines. Very standard Zagara, except that it's not Endless Creep. It's just basically going to be the better momentum. And for Sonya, standard right-click build coming in. For Murden, not going to be the Piercing Bolt, so only 1 target stun. And also going to be the better momentum. Cleanse, Utility, Karazim. And on the side for the red team, it's going to be Luna Blaze onto a full-on Sentinel build for the Tyrande, Seeker, a Magic Missile build for the Li-Ming, and you also see right-click Zeratul coming in, probably signs of a Shadow Assault once more. Standard ETC, standard Falstad. I'd say Zappy going forward there. Capricorn with the flank, but 50% of the tempo charge is already going to the blue team. Some power slides going now to Cleanse. Very nicely done. CW dropping a lot of HP. And Razor Swipe's going to be able to pick up the ETC. Tanuki dropping solo. Zappy now. 1v1 against the Greymane. Looking for the wormhole. And he's actually going to blink back out. A nice Sentinel. Tanuki picks up the kill there. But he also trades back out. Very nicely done by Misery Pros. So 2-for-1 exchange still. And Renovatio clearly in a good spot. Resurgence, once again, just lackluster in the early game strategy here. not having a better strategy and plan. Capricorn sidesteps the stun. I don't know if it's sidestep or he missed it. Simple as that. But haha, didn't do anything there. CW now. Mid lane push going on. Zappy goes to the top lane. Resurgence 1 level down. They're gonna have to be very careful here. This could just be it for them. If they don't win this game, I have to stress this. Renovatio looking very good with the Siege Giants coming in. Bottom fort already gone. Vendetta getting caught out as well. Man, the teleport's not gonna do anything, and Li Ming goes down. Very careless plays here by the red team. Resurgence top lane. Nice pickoff against the Zagara, but hello, friend, team. Those minions there actually hurt a lot. Zappy with the Hearthstone. Haha. Is he able to spot this one out? No. Very close. Siege Giants now automatically pushing the bottom area. Remember, before this game started, I told you that Sky Temple is about structures. It's about getting the structural advantage. And this exactly is what Renovatio has right now. They also are very mechanically disciplined. They have good skills to turn around fights. They also know when to go for what camps. Very nice strategy there. Will Renovatio be crowned as the best team in Southeast Asia? Remains to be seen. Still about a 3/4 of a level lead here for Renovatio. The game is still far from over. But you can see that 4-for-2 exchange, and in terms of kills so far, and RSG just slightly paling in comparison for this early part of this game. Vendetta solo the bottom. Siege Giants. It's going to be 2 temple phase. You have Disintegrate, Void Prism. Not going to be the Shadow Assault. Stronger now. A little bit of trouble. Zappy going in for some damage. Sentinel being thrown out. Capricorn takes a bit of a beating here from VYY. Haha throws out a stun. Mighty Gus being used. Shadow Stalk also coming out. A bit of a knee-jerk reaction from both of those players there. Don't really like that. Meanwhile, the temple, it's actually mid-temple and bottom temple. And because they got 2 warriors, it's a lot easier to stick to the temple. Which is what you see here actually going out. Singer Respect does not connect. VYY a little bit of trouble, but there goes the Divine Maul connecting on 2 targets. And also going to see that Tyrande going down. Vendetta, the backline damage going. 7-star strike not being very effective. But Capricorn already down. Will go down. Felstad's gone. Mosh Pit now being used by CW. Some burst coming out, but it's not going to be effective. CW also goes down. 3 men down on the side of RSG. And Renovatio 1 will be able to hold on to this mid-temple. Spirals the lead to 2-level lead right now. RSG in a really bad spot. Very, very nicely done there by Renovatio. And the top 4 probably going down. Unfortunately, they don't have the Mighty Gus and the burst there. It was like Party Bush against Party Bush. Somehow, Renovatio just got on top of it. Very nicely done. Perfect execution there. Stronger, knocking on the Temple Guardian. And they have the ETC coming down to the bottom area already. Falstad still on top lane. No tick flight just yet. Needs that level 13. They probably want to take down this fort right here just to get a level 13. Sonya comes out for a little bit of a defense here. And the fort will go down. Still not level 13 yet. Li Ming hiding, waiting out for it. CW going to be here. Can easily ask the Falstad to swing by. Falstad's also going to be here. Nice hammering, but it's ultimately just a Siege Giant still. No kills there. Very nice evacuation by Renovatio. Still 2 full level lead. Zappy on a Hun. They're not going to get anything done there. Top lane pushed out 3 levels already. And they may be actually getting a level 16 before you expect it. Definitely want to fight right now before they get 16, and then you have to wait out to level 16. By then, I think you would have lost at least 1 keep. Generally, just very bad decision making just now in a fight down there. Of course, Zagara is just such a great pick. Even in Sky Temple, it's very hard to pull off a pick like that. Shadowstalk coming out. They're looking for the Rivers Gang. Haha, now they know they need a fight, but Power Slide does not connect. Capricorn getting stunned, and the flip side is Koa going in. Capri's going to be okay. VYY now going in against Vendetta. Some extra burst coming out. He needs to be throwing out those Arcane Ops, and he does that just nicely. But a disengage from both sides. Do note that it's only the Shadow Stalk as well as the Ruff of the Berserker that's being used there. So still pretty much okay. Level 16 got hit here by Renovatio. And a bit of a stun. Hahar pulls back out. Lunar Flare does not connect. They want to burst down this murder. He pops the Avatar. VYY comes in, back out, and it looks like they just want to bait out the Avatar. That's about it. 5 seconds before Ruff of the Berserker gets off cooldown. Murding getting spotted out. Zappy, a little bit of a bad spot. Greymane against Zappy. Zappy's going to be okay. Mighty Gust splits the fight in two. CW on the backside. Devouring Maw connecting only on Tyrande. Looks like it's probably going to be a kill. Tyrande will go down, but he pops Shadow Stalk before that. Zappy now coming back to the fight, but it's still not level 16. Next temple is going to spawn real soon, and they will not be able to get level 16. 2 temples, lucky for them. Maybe unlucky. If the boss goes to Renovatio, they're making it look really easy right now. It will be a bottom lane push, and they will go for the bottom temple firsthand. Do they go for the temple? Do they go for the fight? Yes, 14 against 16. Don't go for the fight, please. You're going to have to put up some form of defense against the boss here. But Hahar going in, leading the fray. Nice side step. You throw out the arcane up. Magic missiles coming out once again. That's about it. The boss pushing down the lane. Still almost as good as new. The keep probably going to go down. 50% HP on the boss. Less than 50% HP on the keep. I think it's pretty clear who's going to be able to get the value here. Bottom keep will go down. Boss will not take down this core. But what you will see here is 2 temples. Effectively, Resurgence still 2 level behind. No level 16, no talk. And again, CW in the bottom area. Clearing the script humors. Very, very effective. The script humors, all this vision. The script humor highway, I like to call it that. CW, not really getting any value here. Clearing this lane by himself. And the top temple going towards Resurgence. It looks like the meat keep is actually, it won't go down. But they are only at the meat fort, and the gate is still up and going. The towers is still going. Resurgence very, very far behind. Don't get me wrong. They're still in this game, but they're finally level 16, and the level lead does not tell the story. Maybe the structures will. So level 16, they're picking up the power spike here. It's going to be Ranger, Mirror Ball, Hammer Time. Zeratul probably going to go for Rending Cleave, like what he usually does. And ETC going for a little bit more of a survival build at the end of this. Solo ETC, no survivability against a Muradin and a Sonya. Needless to say, the front line is probably going down. Double bombs on Zeratul. Instant switch up to a magic ability damage there. Siege Giants pushing down the lane. Top Temple expending the last few charges, and the rest of Resurgence now going to be able to put up some form of defense here. Capricorn's already here, but those Siege Giants will not touch the core. It will burst down the Siege Giants pretty easily. Zappy's going to be here as well. Now, still, the same story is going to apply unless they take and win a fight. 16 against 18. It's going to be 20 against 18 later on, and they're going to be on the back seat once more. Resurgence needs to fight right now, but you can tell that the team is just basically probably communication falling apart, however you call this, but they don't have a plan. Renovatio on the flip side, they painted the entire map blue, and they're looking for a fight now. Weird, though, for Renovatio to want to fight. Maybe because no Falstad. Falstad, oh, Hahar lands a good stun. Falstad a little bit of trouble, barrels to safety. But on the other side, VYY leading the fray against CW. Don't see a good mosh pit yet. Zappy gonna have to really be very careful here. Vendetta throws up some defense. But still, man, the 2-level lead. The numbers, they tell the story. And the story is very compelling right here. Unless you go and make a good fight, you're not gonna be able to put up any form of defense after level 20. And remember, the boss is going to be off cooldown in 1 minute, and they're going to get level 20 1 minute. There will be multiple temples spawning after this one here. So Resurgence, the hesitation going on, you can feel them. CW, 7-sided strike. This was part of the plan during the drafting phase. I'm going to told you. Some Lunar Flare coming up. A CW looking for another power slide on the mosh pit though. He face melts, pulls back out. Some extra damage from Greymane. Not very good. Void Prison connecting on 2 targets. Zappy having to call the disengage. And they're already dropping so much HP. Temple spawning in just 5 seconds. Lucky for Resurgence, it's only 1 temple. But they need to get the level 20. I just feel like they are very behind and they don't know what to do to get ahead. Resurgence, man. You would have been expecting a lot more from this team. VYY, Zappy, looking for a fight here. The burst against VYY, very successful. And seems like Son is going to go down. Capricorn in the meantime, not so good. Greymane going in for the kill already. Misery Pro, next target, Zappy wants a fight. Tanuki follows up. Finally, the team comes in. Devarmo does not connect hard in the back line, but it doesn't matter. Zappy dropping. Zappy will go down. 7-sided strike comes out. CW with the mosh pit connecting on 3 targets. But where is the damage? Vendetta behind. Not able to do anything. It's on cooldown. And Li Ming will go down. 4 men down on this team. Taronda is able to pull back out once more. That's a great mosh pit at the end, but it could just very well be the end. 4 men now knocking on the court. It called GG. 40 seconds before the team respawn. And Renovatio, you could hear them, even from Singapore, screaming their lungs out. Maybe they just got this one. 15 seconds before Falstad respawns. Tanuki's now able to do a jack here. Filipino team, Renovatio, looking and waiting for it. May just be the moment. Finally, the Spring Championship, your Southeast Asian representative will be Renovatio from the Philippines. Great games, both sides. But man, they waited for 6 months. They finally got this victory. Very well deserving. Hard work's being put in, those sweat and tears, those hours spent at this game. It finally paid off. Wow, what a series. Very impressive. They have a compelling story going into the regionals right now. Very, very, very strong. Resurgence, just to let you guys know a little bit of a stats here. When these two teams were screaming against each other before the grand finals today, 90% of the games went to Resurgence. 90%. But today you saw convincing games out of Renovatio. 2-level leads, 3-level lead, and they know what they're doing. So huge congratulations to Renovatio and the Philippines for being the Southeast Asian Spring representative. And we have a replay. We're going to pull it out right here. This is the fight. It went down. It's a little bit messy, but it's messy for a reason. ETC's not in the vicinity, but they also don't have the Murian, so it's still kind of fair. Zappy going in to do a little bit of damage against the Karazim, but not able to do much of damage there. Greymane with the instant turnaround and that 7-sided strike. This is a fantastic mosh pit. Just a bit too slow, a bit too late. When your damage is already gone, unfortunately, there's nothing they could have done there. Taronda dying, and that's game. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited. I am excited because we have a new country representative for Southeast Asia. It's the Philippines. And henceforth, nobody's going to look down on them anymore. They earn the respect. They did earn my respect at least. So we're now going for the closure of this show. This is Babel, by the way. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this casting coverage. And my heartfelt congratulations to the Filipinos, Renovatio. All the best in Seoul, Korea. Of course, I would love to join them there as well, but no information if I'm going to get picked to cast at the event. But even if I'm not casting at the event, you'll hear me next at the Summer Championship. That's going to happen very, very soon. So, I mean, spring's almost over. Very exciting times to be alive. And Singapore's probably going to try and hatch a revenge. That's going to be in summer. I'm looking forward to that. But right now, this moment right here, it's about Renovatio and the Philippines. So give it up for Renovatio. Great games overall. Shout out to sponsors, Razer, for making the Spring Championship so successful and smooth. Without them, this would have not been so epic. Also, to streaming partner XSplit and various other sponsors, country sponsors that came in along the way to help our small little scene grow. Thank you very much for being here. And you guys, you're the real MVP for watching this instead of the EU Championship. Thank you for being here. Really, really huge respect. And of course, my heartfelt thanks for your support here for the Southeast Asian scene and myself and the teams in Southeast Asia. Thank you very much. Shout out to the production team, Zenden, as well as Wayne. They had the worst nightmare for production this weekend. The sounds went wrong. I became Roberto Babelino. Crazy stuff. But we're actually going to take this offline right now. Thank you very much. And until next time, this is Babel. Have a great weekend. Signing off. That's it. Instead of fight going out, Butcher Ball coming in already. CW just tanking him, a lot of damage in the front line. Tranquility coming out, but Leeming already getting bursted down. Also going to see the Luna Flare stun. Zagaradas go down stronger in the back line, going up against Greymane. Greymane picks up 2 kills, but still not over it for Resurgence. 4 versus 3. VYY dropping a lot of HP, and we still see the ETC with 2 to 3-man stun. Vendetta giving the chase. Very, very dangerous position for Vendetta to be in. The slam not going to go through. Sonya goes down, unfortunate enough. ETC will make the trade. 3-for-2 exchange.